Well, sugar, I heard we got a new season coming from Marvel Rivals. Love is a battlefield. Let's go. Tiny cans. On. Here we go. Krakoa.
You sure you're making the right choice,
Mr. and Mrs.
Not
X
a doubt,
vibes.
see. I'm free to be myself. But somehow, she manages to keep me grounded. She's my whole world.
Aw.
You know how troubled his past is, yet you still chose him.
Of course I did. Rim has always been there for me, no matter what.
Let us hope that stays true.
I love that Magneto's there.
Years to come.
Ooh. Oh, what was that? Is that also Black Panther and Storm that were, like, underneath? So something weird is gonna happen at their wedding, I guess. Oh, dang, we going with a classic look. I love that. Very interesting. Well, good to know that my costume's still pretty relevant for the Marvel Rivals look, and I'm glad that they decided to go with the classic fits in this one. November 14th. All right, sugar. So that's coming up in a few days. What I want to know before we get into this is, how did you feel about the current season, and how are you feeling about the new season that's coming in? I personally feel like this has been the season currently that I've played the least amount of Marvel Rivals, but I'm really excited to jump in with Love is a Battlefield because I love Gambit, I love Rogue. Can we just talk about the fact that they gave Gambit tattoos here? I love that. I like that they're sticking with the classic looks, and I like that it kind of feels like we're taking something that's established in the comics, yeah, and we're adding our own spin on it. And that's when I like Marvel Rivals the most. I think the only thing is, while even this last season they did take from stuff from the comics, it felt more like they were really trying to forge their own path and do their own story, and I appreciate that. But you know, I really do love the comics, so when we're doing stuff that is more honoring them, especially when it's X-Men, I mean, let's be real here, I do have a bit of a bias when it comes to my favorite parts of the comics. If you couldn't tell, I'm an X-Men fan, and that tends to be the area of Marvel I love the most. So anytime we dive into, you know, the X-Men lore, the X-Men characters, those tend to be my favorite stories that we touch upon. But there is also, of course, the element of having a couple of my favorite characters here. I mean, Rogue and Gambit for me are two of my like all-time favorites. It's also interesting, they kind of made like Gambit ginger almost here. He's got like red hair. I guess maybe he's kind of got auburn hair sometimes. Rogue's also interesting too, because sometimes she's also drawn with like a reddish brown hair, but here they've made her more of a true brunette, although she still has her white pieces in the front. And they did make her hair big and curly, and I love that because that is my favorite look for Rogue, sugar. It's interesting too because for Rogue and Gambit, you know, they got married when there was another wedding that wasn't happening, which of course was Kitty and Colossus. Their wedding didn't end up happening, and then Rogue and Gambit kind of stole that show. Yeah, so that's Gambit and Rogue. And then, ooh. And then we have Dagger, Cloak and Dagger. We got Scarlet Witch and Venom. And we have Storm and, yeah, Black Panther and T'Challa. Okay, so, okay. And we have Loki and Mantis? Are these going to be like couples throughout time? Or I wonder what's going on with some of that. I don't know. I think the weirdest one of those would be Wanda and Venom. And then we've got Cyclops in the ring. So Cyclops is clearly going to be, I don't know, maybe we're also getting Cyclops this season. There's some things in here. There are some things. I am very excited for Cyclops to appear because the fact that we have Emma, Jean, and Wolverine and no Psych, I think is criminal. And I've wanted to share my Cyclops on the Marvel Rivals subreddit, but you're not allowed to share cosplays that aren't rivals there. I don't even know if I could share a cosplay of a character that has like more of a comic book accurate look to them. I am hesitant because I don't want to get in trouble on the subreddit, but like, yeah, I'm glad that potentially Cyclops will be coming. This moment here actually kind of reminds me of the current Uncanny run that we've had by Gail Simone with the sort of first issue when they're facing the dragon in that one. It's kind of given me a little bit of those vibes. I love that Gambit is his bow staff too. But this hand that's reaching out towards them is interesting. I wonder who that hand belongs to. Could it be, I don't know. Could it be someone kind of cosmic? Kind of also is giving me a little bit of Elixir vibes. I don't think it's actually Elixir. Sinister could also be. It's got diamonds on the gloves. Oh no, it's definitely like the Collector or something. Yeah, that's definitely, it is more cosmic. It is one of like the Elder Gods or whatever they're called. Actually, this seems to be the Grandmaster. So we are going kind of more cosmic with our villain here, which I like. I don't really know what the Grandmaster has to do with Rogue and Gambit, but you know, we have situations where Mephisto, for some reason, wants Spider-Man and Mary Jane's marriage in order to save Aunt May. So there are reasons you could have for this. So I'm fine with having the Grandmaster potentially as our villain here. That's what it seems to be with us on a chessboard. How curious. I'm very intrigued to see where all of this goes with season 5. I will be here for it. I will hopefully get to play more than I did in the previous season. Before we go, I want to know, who do you want to see in season 5 and beyond in Marvel Rivals? And how are you feeling about the game overall at this point? Let me know down in the comments. I'll see you down there. And until next time, friends, stay nerdy. Bye. And if you like when I talk about Marvel Rivals, you need to check this out.